Rutgers has made many strides to try to really climb the ranks up the Big Ten. Definitely a couple years ago, they weren't really a competitor in the Big Ten, but definitely we're seeing as they did take 2 sets away from Michigan State a couple of days ago, and then they also took a couple of sets away from ranked teams, so we're seeing that they're on that upward trend.
People in Piscataway, New Jersey have certainly taken notice. They had record levels of attendance this season. They had a game with 6,000 fans at Jersey Mike's Arena. We are underway in College Park. Another chance for Maryland in system. Sire, happy senior day to you, Sam Sire. She'll get the scoring started for the Terps.
That's just the great thing about Sam Sires. When she's able to get going early, especially on a special day like this, you can definitely see how happy she is, and definitely see that momentum can slide into Maryland.
On the upside, Berkovich sending it down hard from the right side. We're back even. Kristina Berkovich, a Serbian native. Sire again on the left side, this time can't get it. Opposite side, Ricks. And that one just barely out of play. Nice idea from Layla Ricks, but couldn't quite put it on that sideline. Berkovich, far too much on it, back even.
So speaking, going back to Berkovich, from her being from Serbia, so a lot of Rutgers players are actually not from New Jersey, my home state. They're not from New Jersey. So we also can see that a lot of rosters, they do tend to look at bigger states like Texas and even Texas and California, and even internationally as well.
And blocked down by Eva Rohrbach, a freshman middle blocker. Very successful campaign for her in her first year in College Park, and that's the first we've seen of her today. Back to your point, Alexa, I was astonished to see 5 players from Texas on this Rutgers team. So it's a good sign when you can really recruit from out of the area. Maybe they'll have to focus a little bit more on getting some girls from within New Jersey as well. That's always an important part of recruiting, is staying local.
Yeah, definitely. We see that definitely as Maryland. They have a couple of players, including Sid Bryant, a freshman, who are local players. So definitely it does help a roster when you have people coming in from in-state.
The bump for Sire. Now Rutgers in system. That was Humphrey, couldn't get it over. Rohrbach, nice tap. That one finds the floor. Good start to the day for the freshman. Nice set on the front for Azora Hardison. Another freshman who has made headlines for this Rutgers team, a Palm Bay, Florida native.
And again, this Rutgers team is very resilient, just like how Maryland is. Both of them have kind of similar seasons where they're able to take sets away from ranked opponents, but at the same time, they do have some of these tips and topsies moments as well, as we saw here.
And that's a service error, courtesy of Becca Williams. Well, like you said, both these teams trying to find the little things to build on in this season. Maryland, it's their 3rd straight year of going at least 500. They're 16-15. A win today would put them over 500. A win would also put them at 7-13 in conference play. That's what it's been for the past 2 years. And there's a service ace for Lily Gunter.
Yeah, definitely we can see that Adam Hughes is trying to build on the success from past seasons and trying to just keep learning what each team is able to do from season to season.
Gunter, the transfer from Mississippi State, has really held it down at the libero position. Too much on it from Anna Hartman. Schnitta could only get one arm on it. 1 point game here in College Park. Dowler for Morrissey. Back through the middle once again, Grakovic finding some success at the front.
We are seeing that some of the Rutgers players, they are opting for a standing serve, which again is very effective, and you're able to have more accuracy with a standing serve. But sometimes you can have some errors as well.
Well, there's some success for it right there. An ace for Madison Chitty. Chitty, a Lewis Center, Ohio native, and that is the same hometown as Maryland's Jonna Spawn. Morrissey gets it to deflect out of play, back even at 7. Erin Morrissey has been seeing her playing time go up and up as the season has come towards the final stretch here.
And really it did start when Layla Ivy, she wasn't able to play because of an injury, so definitely having Morrissey step into that role that Ivy was in has definitely been a success for Maryland.
A violation on Rutgers. Both teams back and forth here through the first set. Alexa, what have you noticed so far from both these teams?
Both these teams right now, as much as they don't have as much aggression right now, they're kind of playing just to have fun, it seems like, which is also really good to see that both teams are not playing with a lot of pressure.
Certainly not a lot of pressure, and Alyssa Kinkilla, a Rutgers leader in kills, will get her first. What a great name to have as the kill leader, Kinkilla.
She definitely is racking up kills.
In system, Anastasia Russ shot that one out of a cannon.
I almost thought that hit Shitty in the neck.
Not a bad effort from Shitty to try to dig that one out, but 6'5" Russ. She's got a lot of power on her swing. Back even at 9 after the error.
And speaking of Russ, she's definitely the leader in blocks, both on the team and in conference.
Russ led all of the NCAA in blocks last season after coming over from Pitt, and she has really excelled. Back at Pitt, she redshirted her freshman year. Her sophomore year did not get a lot of playing time, and overall wasn't really happy with her experience on the team, felt like she couldn't be herself. But here in College Park, she's loved it. And that one will deflect out of play. Layla Ricks, another senior honored a couple minutes ago here in College Park. And she's had a little bit of a smaller role this year for this Maryland team, but she certainly has had a really great career here in College Park, pretty much a centerpiece of the offense in her sophomore and junior year. There's Grakovic once again.
We're definitely going to be saying Grakovic's name a lot during this broadcast. She is such a powerful middle, and she's, again, just an offensive weapon for Rutgers.
Grakovic makes a mistake there, however.
Did you ever notice, Ben, that sometimes when we start to give players compliments, they then make an error on the next rally? Did you ever notice that?
The old broadcaster's curse. A lot of people will say that it's very real, and maybe we're just another part of that. There's another error right there on Maryland.
As we were just speaking about how good Layla Ricks has been on this team.
Certainly the service error, a big part of the game and something that teams do not like to have rack up for them. Maryland had far too many of them in their match against Penn State back on Wednesday. Good dig from Gunter. Maryland back in system, but they cannot get it over through the middle.
It was an interesting decision by Dowler to send that back to Morrissey when she did have a couple of players that were a little bit closer to her. So again, it was an interesting decision by Dowler, but regardless, I think Morrissey could have gotten to that ball.
Here's Dowler through the middle, Schnida. That one deflects out of play, says the upper official. Samantha Schnitta, the senior pin hitter, another transfer player for this Maryland team from Ole Miss, and she's really sprung onto the scene in the second half of the season. Free ball at the front. That's way too easy for Morrissey.
That was timed well by Morrissey. She was able to get up there, reach for that ball, and send it right before the 10-foot line. Great job by Morrissey.
Set right side. And another kill for Kinkilla. 13-13. How about this first set we have going on here? Back and forth.
It was just like earlier today, the Nebraska and Wisconsin game, how they were constantly going back and forth up until that third set when Wisconsin was able to pull away and take the win. Now give Nebraska their first loss of the season.
Well, to all the volleyball fans back at home watching, Wisconsin just swept Nebraska. Like you said, undefeated. Nebraska beat them in 5 sets at their home gym. Wisconsin goes back home in Madison, and they sweep the Cornhuskers. Back here in the Pavilion gym, Samantha Schnitta has her second kill.
Again, the great thing about Schnitta is that, again, she is a lefty right side hitter, so she's able to take angles that normally right side hitters can't. And again, she's just so crafty on offense, and being able to hit from anywhere on the court, again, has just been a powerful weapon for Maryland.
Meyer served it for Kinkilla. Gunter, Maryland, Morrissey. Oh, right there, Russ, smart play to send it down.
That was a very athletic play by Russ. It was kind of interesting. The ball, they blocked the ball, came back over. Russ was like, I'll just put it down.
Well, that'll send us to a timeout. We'll step away for a second. We'll be back on the other side of this timeout. For the Scarlet Knights, the Scarlet Knight just used their first timeout here of this first set. Ben Strover and Alexa Henry here with you. Thanks for tuning in on Big Ten Plus. Alexa, what have you seen so far from Maryland on this run?
Definitely we're seeing that Maryland's playing a little bit looser today than they were on Wednesday. We're seeing that more glueness and togetherness that we've been seeing all season.
Kinkilla on the right side for another kill. That is exactly what you draw up there for Caitlin Schweihofer. Always important to get that first point out of the timeout. Morrissey, just a little too much on it.
It's still great to see that Maryland is going ahead and taking those big swings. You did see some hesitation against some of their ranked opponents like Wisconsin, like Penn State. But here they are taking those big swings, which is great to see.
Kinkilla tried to tap it. Gunter the set for Morrissey, blocked down. An excellent block from Kinkilla. The team's kill leader getting it done on defense. Rutgers is back in front with a 3-0 run. Too much from Russ.
That set may have been a little bit too low for Russ. You did see that when she went to go hit the ball, she kind of hit it on the side instead of right on top of the ball, which is where you ideally want to be as a hitter.
Now that'll prompt a timeout from Adam Hughes. We'll see how Maryland can make some adjustments. And Alexa, here in this part of the season, both these teams, in a way, playing for pride, playing to see what they can kind of build off in the future. What about this Maryland team, since you've been watching them all season long? What young pieces do you feel like are going to make the biggest impact for them next season?
Definitely Sid Bryant and Layla Ivey, I think, are definitely going to pick up more of the slack that, Layla Ricks kind of is going to be leaving. I definitely think that having even some players be able to come back as well could really help them out too. But definitely Sid Bryant and Layla Ivey are going to be the two main components. In addition, with Schnitta, definitely going to be the two main components next year.
Rutgers this season, they're 10-18, just 2-16 in conference play. But last year, only 8-24, so taking steps little by little. They got their first top 25 win in program history this year with a win over Minnesota. That's another team that Maryland beat back in October as well. So Minnesota, the team prone to some Big Ten upsets, but nevertheless, Maryland and Rutgers, some big steps forward this year.
Yeah, definitely both of these teams are going to make an impact going forward. They do have some young players that are on the up and coming, and they do have some people coming back because this is the last year of the COVID years that are coming back. So definitely we'll see what they can do next year.
Dowler for Schnitta. Free ball at the front. Kinkilla kept in play. Nyer sets it. Hardman will get that one down. Anna Hartman puts Rutgers up by 3.
I do have to commend the decision on Dowler for sending the ball to Sire back row. That would have caught me off guard as a blocker, so that was a great decision.
Gunter far side, Morrissey. Once again, just a little too much. We've seen that happen quite a few times in this first set. Maryland, 6th attacking error. In set number 1, Adam Hughes will use timeout number 2.
Yeah, definitely right now, this Maryland team just needs to get something going right now. They've kind of put themselves in a hole, which really this is what this Maryland team has done throughout the season, where they go on these great runs, but then get themselves into a little hole just by off of unforced errors. Definitely Maryland just needs to pick it up right here.
Well, Maryland has fallen behind 19-15. It's a 6-0 scoring run for Rutgers. So pretty impeccable conclusion after that timeout that Rutgers took. They really talked things over and started to run away essentially, but still a lot to be played here in this first set.
Yeah, we can definitely see that again. This Rutgers team isn't going to go away easily, as they saw in their earlier matchup in the season when they played them at Piscataway. Rutgers really didn't go away that easily. They wound up taking a set away from Maryland, who was up 2-0 in the first part of the set.
See how Maryland can perhaps get Sire going. The theme of Maryland these past couple of years is when Sire gets going, that's when the team gets going. She had that first kill, the first point of the game, but since then her last 6 attacks have not resulted in a kill.
And speaking of Sid Bryant, we see that she has been subbed in.
Dowler opposite side, Bryant couldn't get enough on it. 7-0 Scarlet Knight run.
Definitely that set did die a little bit inside, so it was a little bit short for Bryant to get to, but definitely in those situations as a hitter, you just kind of have to get over the net and let the other side play the ball.
Schnitta from the back row, she found it. A high flying play from the senior.
Again, that's a great thing about Schnitta. Having to develop that, the fact that she can hit out of the back row has definitely been in Maryland's arsenal, and definitely a great way to get them out of tough situations like this one.
Through the middle, Brkovic on fire in set 1. A game high 4 kills for the senior in the middle. Bryant took a poor first touch on that one. Add an ace to the Rutgers stat sheet. That's their second of this first set.
Yeah, we definitely do see that this Maryland team has been beating themselves a little these couple of points.
And another one right there. Sire a little bit out of position. Had to go way down to try to get that one. Rutgers 2 points away from taking set number 1. It's a Maryland team that has lost 6 of their last 7. So they're trying to get a positive note to end the season on, as Bryant will hit that one out of play.
This is definitely, again, Maryland does find themselves in this situation where they have a really good string together a couple of plays, and then they find themselves in this rut.
Set point here in set one. Other side out of play from Ricks, and the Scarlet Knights dominant in set number one. They'll take it 25-16.
Yeah, definitely right now we need to see a little bit of that grit and that resilience from Maryland. We just need to see them play like how they were playing loosely in the beginning of the game. So definitely need to see that going into the next set. 1-0
lead as we head to set number two. We'll be back in a minute here on Big Ten Plus. Welcome back for set number two. Alexa, a 12-1 run for the Scarlet Knights to close out that first set. They take it 25-16. What happened?
Definitely what happened was that Rutgers was able to take advantage of the fact that I think Maryland got a little bit too comfortable in the fact that they were able to play a little bit looser and everything like that. And I think Rutgers just kind of capitalized on it. It's like, well, Maryland, you're going to get comfortable. Well, we're going to make you uncomfortable. And they've definitely put them in that uncomfortable situation going on a 12-1 run.
Maryland was ahead 15-13 before Schweihofer took a timeout. And out of that timeout was a 6-0 Rutgers run. Maryland broke that, but then another 5-0 run from Rutgers set the end of this first set.
Now, I did notice that Rutgers is also eating snacks currently, so maybe that could have been the key to their 12-1 run. Snacks.
A little energy boost, if you will.
Ben, when you were an athlete, what was your favorite snack?
When I was an athlete, I was always excited when there was oranges after the game. I think that's a pretty typical answer, though.
I think mine was Welch's fruit snacks.
That's another great choice. Kenzie Deerstadt into the game to serve for the Scarlet Knights. Here we go in set two. Near side, Sire blocked down. The opposite side for Ricks, blocked again. Kristina Grakovic, the team leader in blocks, has arrived already in set two.
That was also a great close by Rutgers. They were able to get up, put their hand in front of Ricks, and really not give Ricks any room.
It's a free ball. Sire, good play to keep it in. Grakovic, Sire blocked it once again. How about two blocks on the same point for Sire?
Yeah, Sire, she stayed disciplined on that block. She kept with it, and she watched the ball where it was going. She was able to get her hands up in front of Rutgers.
Good play for the senior. Potentially playing for the last time in the pavilion. And another block courtesy, this time of Layla Ricks. Another senior in her final game here.
That was definitely something that Adam Hughes emphasized with Layla Ricks, is that defensively she is just an absolute unit at the net.
Ricks has had a great career with Maryland, 1.47 kills per set and 1.12 on the block. So, as Adam Hughes said, good on offense and defense. Maryland's hitting percentage midway through first set was over 350. Now they're down to negative 29. Rutgers at 289. There's Ricks on the offensive side. Put Maryland back in front. On the far side, blocked by Rohrbach. Try it again, this tap. Gunter keeps it up. Dowler left-handed swing, can't get over. Nifty pass for Sire. Long rally. This one will not take a deflection. It will sail out of play off the hand of Taylor Humphrey. Maryland up by 2. On a perfect serve from Ricks.
That was a great serve by Ricks. It was right in the seam and right on that end line, so she made the serve receivers try to guess to see who should get that ball.
When you put it between the two, it's always the hardest to decide who's going to get it. Sometimes that miscommunication can happen. No miscommunication offensively for Rutgers on there. Hardison on the right side just put it down. And ends a 3-0 Maryland run. Scarlet Knight assist leader Alyssa Nyer serves it. Maryland in the system, other side, Rohrbach. That's a kill for her. Eva Rohrbach, a top 150 recruit this season.
Definitely Eva Rohrbach is one of those unsung players definitely throughout the season. She has just made phenomenal strides as a freshman and as a starting middle as well.
The former high school All-American Jonna Spahn serves it away and out of play. 6-4 here in set number 2. Becca Williams with a couple dribbles before she serves it. And it looks like that paid off. It's an ace.
Sometimes as a serve receiver, you watch the dribbles and just get a little distracted. You forget, oh yeah, she has to serve the ball.
You have to imagine everyone who serves in volleyball has their routine, and this is the one for Williams.
Mine was 5 bounces, because 5 is my favorite number.
And that one out of play this time, so an ace is met by an error.
You know what, maybe the broadcaster curse did work.
Maryland will get the serve this time, courtesy of Rohrbach. In system, Grkovic blocked by Russ.
Great close by Russ and Bryant at the front of the net. They were able to not give Rutgers much room to go. Not many angles as well, because it was tight to the net as well.
Maryland very effective when they go to that double block. Something they have known very well. Past 2 seasons led the NCAA in blocks. No block right there. Rutgers will make it 8-6.
Yeah, definitely we've talked about through the season how Maryland kind of lost that defensive identity when they lost Ronell Jones. And now they're taking a more of offensive identity this season. So definitely, again, we'll see what they take on next season.
One came all the way back across. In system, Grkovic will hit it out of play. They've been trying to favor her on that right side. Maryland maybe starting to adjust a little bit.
Yeah, definitely see that Sid Bryant. She's starting to get out there, get to the pin. That way she's getting at least some kind of hands up on that right side. So definitely good job on Sid Bryant.
And here's Sid Dowler to serve it. Gunter keeps it up. Dowler was a little bit of an awkward pass, but Maryland made it work. And Rutgers finds the point. A bit of a wacky one right there.
Yeah, we just see a lot of miscommunication on Maryland about who's getting what ball. So definitely Maryland has to clean that up a little bit. Really discuss about who's getting what ball and really not hesitate when that ball comes over the net.
Yeah, and that Penn State match on Wednesday, 3-0 win for Penn State. Maryland had a lot of communication issues, especially on the serve. Nyer sets it for Grkovic. You bet. Make that her 5th kill of this evening. Ricks, wow. Layla Ricks with one of the highest leaps you might ever see in this gym.
That swing was just absolutely insane. You saw Layla Ricks draw her arm back and just coil right back into the ball to send that ball to the hardwood.
She certainly loaded up for that one. On the other side, the double block. And Maryland will get another point as a result. It was Ricks once again there on the defensive side.
Do you think Ricks had a couple of snacks on the bench and maybe that energized her?
Ricks is playing phenomenally through these first two sets. Maryland system, Sire. Bingo. There's that Sam Sire kill that Maryland was looking for. And Schweihofer will call a timeout. Alexa, Maryland starting to pick it up a little bit here in set number 2. How have they adjusted?
They definitely have a really powerful front lineup right now. They have Sire and Ricks, who are just playing lights out right now. They have great swings right now and firing on all cylinders right now. You also have Russ in the front row as well, helping out blocking-wise and being an option in the front row.
Maryland on a 3-0 run. That hitting percentage for them back up to .071, so good to get out of the negatives. Hitting percentage was so big for this Maryland team and out of conference play. They were hitting at a pretty much a best for their program in a really long time. They were around the upper 200s, which is about where you want to be. 300, of course, the gold standard, but as the season has came down, it's dropped down quite a bit at 210 coming into this game. So something that Maryland is mindful of is trying to hit at a higher percentage, and so far this year hasn't quite happened, but building some things into next year.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll see if Sid Dowler decides to return for her 5th year, and they can continue that success of getting a higher hitting percentage as well.
Sydney Dowler and Sam Sire, the past 3 seasons, that's been the two to really get the bulk of the Maryland offensive production. So for them to lose those two next year, that would be very tough on them offensively.
They are definitely the dynamic duo of Maryland volleyball.
On the right side, once again, it's Grakovich. Sire got a piece of it, but it went back down at her feet.
It's also great to see that this Maryland team has always kept their spirits high no matter what place they were at any point in time. They always kept their spirits high, kept the positive attitude, which is great to see.
Yeah, that's been a theme for both these teams, really. This Rutgers team, of course, having to travel throughout this Thanksgiving break, and heard a really nice story as Russ gets a kill right here, that one of the parents, of the members of the team, I don't know which player of the team, but her parents rented out an Airbnb, and they had a Thanksgiving dinner where a lot of the players were in attendance, some of the coaches as well. So that's just a really nice story to hear on this Thanksgiving weekend. Grakovich is dominant on that right side.
Yeah, and going back to your point, it's really awesome to see when parents of athletes are able to step in and give these great things to these athletes. That's really how athletes are able to bond, and definitely parents are able to get involved with the team.
Near side, Sire. No dice, too much on it.
It was still a great swing by Sire. She had great timing, but unfortunately, maybe she had too many Frosted Flakes this morning.
Dowler, far side. Ricks, this one's going to find the ground. It's kill number 4 for Layla Ricks. Redondo Beach, California native here in her senior season.
It's also great to see how Layla Ricks is able to, even though she makes some mistakes, she's able to get herself out and able to come back with a better swing or even a serve.
We'll see how Maryland can respond to the error. It'll be Nyer to serve it. Dowler sets it, the swing from Rohrbach, sent back by Humphrey.
That was a fantastic block by Humphrey. They, again, pressed their hands over the net, didn't give much room for the hitter to go, and straight back down to the hardwood.
Sire, poor touch on it. Maryland will have to get it over. Gunter will. Nyer sets it through the middle. And there it is again from Hardison. Back even at 14. Sire, that one deflects off Chitty and out of play. Maryland back in front, behind 1-0 in the set category. If you're just joining us, Rutgers went on a 12-1 run in that first set to close it out and win it. Dowler, the center put down. Good dig from Rutgers. And this time Schnitta, the big lefty swing.
It is really such a powerful tool to have two lefties in your lineup right now. You had Sid Dowler, she saw the open hole, went for it. Rutgers picked it up, but then you see Schnitta again with her crafty offensive swing.
On the left side, Humphrey too much on it. Maryland at 17 in this so important second set. Nyer keeps it far side. Humphrey, precision this time works. How about the adjustment from Humphrey? From the big swing to the small tap.
Yeah, definitely. That's just such an effective tap. She's able to just reach for the ball and send it right over that Maryland block, and really didn't give Maryland enough time to really come in and pick up that ball.
And instead of opting to maybe tool the block, she went for the roll shot instead.
Yeah, definitely. Again, it's very effective. You're able to do it as a hitter.
Bryant, big swing, and she finds the corner.
That was a great spot for Bryant. Really, Rutgers' defense wasn't really anywhere to be found, and she was able to take advantage of that.
Bryant, Upper Marlboro, Maryland, but went to school at Flint Hill in Virginia. Won 2 state titles there. Bryant again, yes! Sydney Bryant coming alive in the latter part of set number 2. Timeout, Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, definitely. Again, Sid Bryant's another one of those players where she's used to seeing winning teams, and she's used to being on a side that's able to win at no matter cost. So definitely coming up as a freshman into this new Maryland team is going to be a huge advantage for them.
At this point of the season, when you're Maryland, you know you're not going to the NCAA tournament. So Hughes has played it pretty carefully, trying to maybe get a look at some key pieces for next year. And Sydney Bryant is certainly going to be one of those players, a top 150 recruit coming in according to Prep Volleyball. And here on the other side, Rutgers got some young talent for them as well.
Yeah, definitely the fact that Rutgers are only graduating 3 seniors this year. So it does look like they are returning a majority of their players. So again, that's great to see because you're able to continue those bonds and you're able to just stay in the system and keep that progression going.
Yeah, Alyssa Kinkilla, number 22 on Rutgers, just a redshirt sophomore, so she'll likely be back. She's the kill leader of the Rutgers team, so that's an important piece to get back. That was the theme for Maryland this season, was returning offensive production. They returned 85% of their offensive scores this year. And that's in turn why the offense had picked it up a little bit than in years past. The defense just a little bit more down. Not as much depth as years past defensively. Vukovic. Here she is again. Dowler sets it. Bryant. How about 3 in a row? A 3-0 run just by Sydney Bryant right now. Rohrbach too much on the serve, so that could be a costly mistake right there. Rutgers maybe can get a little bit of momentum down 20-16. Schnitta all the way from the back row. Vukovic tried to tap it, but Russ is right there to put it back.
That was a great press by Russ. You really saw that she got her full hand on that, was able to push it back down to the Rutgers side.
Russ was quiet on Wednesday. Much louder here in the final game of the season for Maryland. Here's serve from Dowler. Near side, Bryant couldn't get the roll shot. Nair, the set, nice play. Grakovic couldn't get it. They'll try it again, blocked. Long rally. Here's Bryant. Try it again, Ricks blocked it. Great ball, that one comes out. A smart play from Bryant to let it go. And a long rally ends in a huge Maryland point.
Yeah, definitely that was a long rally for both teams. I think that was probably the longest rally that we've seen all night. Definitely it's great to see this. This is where your strength and conditioning comes into play.
And Dowler had an ace for the senior. Sydney Dowler, such a key piece of this Maryland offense. Over 3,000 assists in her career. She got that back in the match against Illinois a couple weeks ago. And she has had a heck of a career here in College Park.
Yeah, to add on to that, she was able to get Setter of the Week earlier in the season as well.
Bryant tried again. She tools the block. Her 4th kill in the past 7 points.
We're definitely seeing more of that Maryland team that we saw earlier in the season where they just play with such resiliency and aggressiveness.
Set point. Can Rutgers keep it alive? No. Terrapins take set number 2, 25-16. A dominant bounce back win in set number 2.
Yeah, definitely great job on Maryland for able to stick with it, keep their lead, earn their lead, and then keep their lead. Great job on them.
Terps close out the set on a 5-0 run. Don't go anywhere. 3rd set coming up in about 5 minutes here on Big to the Pav. It's set number 3 coming up here on Big Ten Plus. Maryland 25, Rutgers 16 in set number 2. An identical score to set number 1, which was in favor of the Scarlet Knights. So good one so far here from College Park. And there's Sydney Bryant, and she really came alive towards the end of that 2nd set there. 5 kills is a team high for Maryland right now. Both teams getting ready for this 3rd set here. And Alexa, in that 2nd set when Bryant came alive, what did you notice from her?
Bryant was able to definitely stick with it. And again, being a freshman in this kind of environment can be really intimidating.
So Maryland getting ready. It'll be Spawn who will start set 3. We're underway. Humphrey tried to tap it. Dowler for Bryant, roll shot blocked down. Ricks couldn't get enough on it. Rutgers takes point one. Serve from Grkovic will end up as an ace. The 5th for Rutgers. See how Maryland can respond. They get in system this time with Russ, but too much on it on the swing.
Now again, we do see that Maryland again is having these moments of they have really, really great moments, but then they have really, really down moments, which we're starting to see in these first 3 points here.
Falling behind early in the set has been a theme for this Maryland team this year. Here's a big kill from Bryant. That one much needed.
And again, Sid Bryant's just been so impactful these past few sets. He's able to get to the ball, and even Dowler, speaking of Dowler, she's able to put her in great positions to go ahead and swing.
Bryant has really stepped up in the absence of Layla Ivy, who's technically back from an ankle injury, but not playing as much right now, maybe still dealing with that injury a little bit more. Ivy was second on the team in kills prior to the injury.
Yeah, definitely as an athlete, the last thing you want to do is really rush an injury and come back, and now you may be operating at 70% of what you used to be.
Ricks with some great power on that swing.
That was a great line drive by Layla Ricks. She really elevated over Rutgers' block and was able to get there and really put it down that corner.
Ricks third on the team in kills last year. Tonight having a great night. And a good dig from Ricks. Bryant sends it out of play. How about Ricks kind of doing it all right now, though?
Yeah, we see that she's really coming alive in her senior day. She's really stepping back into her role that she did really have last year, but we're seeing that she's doing a great job tonight.
Her, Dowler, and Sire have formed such a special bond in their 3 years. It was always those three kind of working in tandem on offense. So kind of an end of an era, if you will, in College Park today. Dowler for Schnitta. Yes. Maryland's starting to get back in it.
Yeah, here again, we see the resilience of Maryland. They're able to see, hey, we're down 3 points, but we're going to claw our way back any way possible.
So Morrissey will come back into the game for Bryant, and she'll serve it. Nyer sets it up perfectly, and Hardison sends it down. Nyer played 3 years at Little Rock. This is her second year with the Scarlet Knight program. Fantastic as a setter for them. Over 8 assists per set. Here's Nyer's set again. Opposite side, Grkovic. Or Kinkilla, excuse me.
You also saw Schnitter there. She was kind of debating whether or not to let that ball go, and I think at last second she was like, oh, I'm going to let the ball go, and her hand wound up hitting it last second.
Opposite side, Sire blocked down at the front. That combination of Kinkilla and Grkovic, very tough at the front.
Yeah, definitely. They aren't giving Maryland any room to really get through that block, so great job on them.
8-3 Rutgers. Adam Hughes will have to use a timeout. What's Rutgers doing effectively so far in this third set, Alexa?
Right now, Rutgers is really shutting down Maryland's offense right now. They're picking up whatever Maryland sends over, and they're getting hands in front of their faces. And again, not giving Maryland, really putting Maryland in uncomfortable situations because they aren't able to find the hardwood as easily.
And these blocks have come at big times for this Rutgers team. They have just 4 compared to Maryland's 6, but seemingly they have come in those big moments.
Yeah, definitely. And it just speaks to how, again, this Rutgers team is really up and coming right now. They're able to take those big moments, and they're able to just see it through and say, hey, even though we are up a couple of points, or even though we're down a couple of points, we still have to keep playing to our game.
You can see the whole team tuned in to Coach Schweihofer. It's her 4th season with Rutgers, 32-77. But as we said, more up and coming, trying to build this program essentially from the ground up.
Yeah, definitely. Rutgers traditionally hasn't been that great in the Big Ten, so definitely seeing that they're able to take sets away from ranked opponents and from really top 25 opponents like Michigan State. So definitely it's great to see.
You have to wonder, when Rutgers comes into an opposing gym of a ranked team in the Big Ten, perhaps sometimes they might get a little bit overlooked, and you have to wonder what the conversations are like from the opposing head coaches after they drop a first set to Rutgers.
Definitely can't be a very friendly huddle.
Kinkilla couldn't get it. Sire blocked, and once again, that block from Rutgers dominating here in set 3. This Rutgers program, so scrappy. I think they take a lot of pride in that as well.
Yeah, definitely. They are a team that really does play like they really don't have anything to lose. It was always in the Big Ten. Before the past 2 seasons, that was a guaranteed win against Rutgers when you played them. But now they may take a set from you, and now all of a sudden you now have to play from behind.
Rutgers certainly has grown into a team that everyone in the Big Ten certainly respects now. Same thing can be said for Maryland these past couple of years under Adam Hughes. Really grown. That was nearly a perfect serve right there, just off that line. Rutgers is up 10-4 here in set 3.
Yeah, definitely we do see that these teams are kind of going back and forth between sets. Rutgers took the first set, then Maryland took the second set. So we'll see how this third set really shakes out.
Kinkilla put it into the net. Maryland still trails by 5. Dowler will serve it. Nair keeps it on the far side for Grakovic. Make that her 9th kill of this evening. Grakovic having a very nice night offensively. On her senior night, she set the Rutgers career record for solo blocks and in a season in the rally era. Sire from the back row this time. Maryland in system, but a violation. Point over to Rutgers. Alexa, for reference to those who may not know, the rally era, which came into effect in 2008, before you could not get a point unless it was your serve. So some of the stats, and these all-time stats actually, were so inflated because you could get a block, a kill, whatever it was, but you wouldn't get the point unless it was your serve. They used to go up to 15 until then, so they went to the rally era, they made it 25, and then of course the 5th set still being 15. So it kind of really puts into perspective how much the game has changed.
Yeah, definitely volleyball just has been an evolving sport for sure, and definitely you see it evolving in different states. So definitely, I can speak to my home state of New Jersey. It's definitely been interesting to see how certain clubs, they only had teams that were 15 and up, and now you're seeing teams or clubs starting to start at like age 8, 7, everything like that. So it definitely is a very evolving sport.
Can hear the sounds of the mighty sound of Maryland right now Except it's a little bit different today. The mighty sound of Maryland. The students aren't here. It's the alumni band. Thanksgiving break's got a lot of students out of town, so some of the locals still in the area. I think they still got it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking at this one dude with the saxophone. He definitely has to be in an orchestra somewhere.
Well, that is just awesome to see.
You have to wonder if a lot of these traditions stick with them for as often as the mighty sound of Maryland is at a lot of these games.
There's a lot to be said about Big Ten school alumni, how much pride people have in their school. Sire couldn't get it. Ken Humphrey. Rutgers will get the point off the whistle. 13-5.
It looks like they're saying the net violation was on Rick. So it looked like when she was coming down from that block, she kind of turned into the net a little bit too quickly. Sometimes you wind up being Lightning McQueen and you don't take your time turning off the net.
Rutgers have to send it over. Set for Russ, perfection.
That was definitely an accent point for Russ. You can definitely see again, she's just an offensive weapon when it comes to that quick set out of the middle.
When they can get her going on offense, not just the defensive side, that's when Maryland can really be effective. And they'll certainly have to do that, trailing 13-6 in this third set. Nair sets it for Humphrey. Yes. Taylor Humphrey. Double-digit kill in 10 matches on the season. Right now, she's up to 4. See if they can get her going a little bit more like she has. Rush tried the roll shot. Nice play from Humphrey. And Russ the roll shot this time. It works.
You kind of saw on Russ's face that she wasn't really anticipating that set. They were kind of setting up a play there, but she wasn't anticipating that set, but she made do with what she had.
Rutgers has double the lead on Maryland right now. Humphrey, Gunter, good play, keep it in. Bryant, that comes back all the way. Here's a free ball. Nice play from Hardison.
Yeah, we can definitely see that, unfortunately, called Lily Gunter under the net. The under the net call is a little subjective per refs, but Lily Gunter kind of slid under the net trying to go after that ball that was set up, and unfortunately just went under the net and got called.
Dowler keeps it far side. Bryant tooling the block out of play. Kill number 7 for Sydney Bryant, and Layla Ricks will serve it. Nair in the middle, Hardison, yes. Zora Hardison is just a freshman, but tremendous impact early in her Rutgers career.
Yeah, we definitely see Hardison. She had a little passing go from the middle, which you don't see middles often do, but she was able to execute that effectively.
It's a serve from Williams. Looked like a little bit of miscommunication. That results in an ace. What causes that miscommunication, Alexa, that we've seen so often from Maryland in these past couple of matches?
Sometimes what coaches will tell their defensive line, they'll say, hey, I want you to take up this much space and I want you to take up this much space. So sometimes that can create miscommunication if you're not sure what space you're supposed to be taking up.
Somehow Maryland kept that in. Maryland can get in system. Schneider just has to hit it over. On the other side, it's Kinkilla once again.
Unfortunately, right now for Maryland's block, they kind of aren't blocking Rutgers right now. They aren't able to slow their offensive hits down right now. Right now, Maryland just needs to get in front of Rutgers and try to create some kind of block.
Rohrbach, nice dig by Chitty. Kinkilla again, how about that? Alyssa Kinkilla up to 8 kills. It's a 4-0 Rutgers run. Can Maryland end it with Bryant? Yes. An absolute bullet from Sydney Bryant.
And like we said at the top of the broadcast again, Sydney Bryant is definitely going to be a factor going into next season now that she's had a lot of this Big Ten experience. She knows what she's looking at. She knows what she can improve on coming this offseason.
Another freshman, Alex McGillivray, into the game. She'll serve. A club teammate of Eva Rohrbach. Nair for Kinkilla. McGillivray could not get to it. And how about the run Kinkilla is on here towards the end of this third set?
Kinkilla is definitely making this her set.
First touch will set up a free ball, and that was too easy for Grakovic.
Yeah, definitely, again, we're seeing that miscommunication on Maryland's side. Looks like Eva Rohrbach wanted to help out Sid Dowler over there, but unfortunately Sid Dowler was like, no, I got it, but wind up sending it back over to the net.
Wheels falling off the track a little bit for Maryland here. Here's Sire, out of play. Everything that could go wrong for the Terps has, and Rutgers is playing extremely well, taking advantage of that.
Would it be wrong to say that the Scarlet Knights have put the Terps on their back?
Their back is certainly against the wall in this set. Have a violation, though. We'll give a point back to Maryland. Still trail by 12. Rohrbach into the net. Another mistake for Maryland.
Looked like Eva Rohrbach really didn't take her time there. When you're in situations like this where you just need to create some kind of points or anything, just get a side out, you really got to take your time with that serve.
And a service ace. Kinkilla. You said she was making it her set. There's another example right there.
Yeah, definitely she just has 3 aces overall in the match.
Here's Kinkilla. And a second ace. Domination in set number 3. Rutgers, a 2-1 lead as we head to a 4th set.
Yeah, right now Maryland just needs, again, just dig deep, just stay disciplined in their passing. Right now they're making a lot of overpasses, and right now they aren't creating side outs right now that they can work with.
We knew this Rutgers team would be scrappy, but they've been dominant so far. Set number 4 coming up next on Big Ten Plus. In set number 3 from Rutgers, and it's all because of Alyssa Kinkilla. What a run she went on to end that set.
Yeah, definitely we can see the efficiency and see why she really is the leader on kills on this team. So, and she's getting it done on the service line, and she's able to get it done blocking-wise as well. She has 3 blocking assists as well.
Well, a lot of the production from this Rutgers team, of course, has come from the Serbian, Kristina Grakovic. How about Kinkilla, Australian descent?
I have to wonder, though, when they play volleyball, do they play with the Kangaroos?
Well, in Australia, Kinkilla has quite the decorated resume. Won 7 consecutive Australian Volleyball League championships, was a member of the U23 and U17 women's volleyball national team, and helped their team, the Melbourne Vipers, win a gold in the Australian Volleyball League. So here she is in the States and dominating in the Big Ten.
Yeah, you can definitely see they take international volleyball pretty seriously. You can see a lot of dominance on the pro side. Looking at how Italy has dominated, of course, in the pro volleyball world, and now we're starting to see that America is starting to get their own pro league here as well, which is really awesome to see.
And of course, college volleyball just growing with popularity. Think back to the Nebraska game in the football stadium, 92,000 people at that game, the largest attendance in women's sports history. That's just incredible. Ricks, way too much on and out of play. Rutgers off and running.
Yeah, you can definitely see that volleyball is just a continually growing sport. You're seeing so much more participation in the sport by young players as well.
Derstad serve. Russ right there to clean up. Dracovic blocked down by Bryant.
That was a fantastic block by Bryant again. Her hands were just in perfect position. And again, that's on Rutgers for not really seeing where her hands were, but great job on Bryant for just getting up there and pressing.
A sign of good things to come next year today we've seen from Bryant. Gunter, nice play. Here's Bryant again. This time she tools the block. A lot of excitement from Sydney Bryant. Might be the spark this Maryland team desperately needs.
Yeah, definitely Maryland really needs some momentum on their side right about now.
Rutgers dominated the way through that last set. And they're on the verge here. If they can win this one from a 3-1 victory, Maryland is trying to force a fifth set.
Yeah, definitely it is tough to play from behind when you're in this position. You definitely got to find the motivation, find that grit deep inside you.
They take a lot of pride in playing with passion, Maryland does. And so does Rutgers, as they'll get another kill right there. Bryant tried to block it, but it goes out of play.
Would it be wrong to make a joke that it feels like when Maryland sometimes plays, it's when a turtle's trying to cross the street and a car keeps coming by, it kind of goes back into their shell, but then it continues on.
Well, Grakovic had an ace there, and I could see the analogy you have made there, Alexa. They have just kind of, gone a little bit quiet, especially since the end of that third set. Maryland needs a spark. Try it again with Ricks. And that one down for the kill. All tied up at 4. Volleyball is certainly a game of runs. Most of the runs have favored the Scarlet Knights tonight. Nyer keeps it for Humphrey. Dowler sends it Bryant the swing. Yep. Double-digit kills for Sydney Bryant. Humphrey too much. Maryland in front by 2.
So definitely we can see Maryland's able to capitalize off of Rutgers' errors right now.
It'll be Ricks to serve it, a 3-0 Maryland run. Nyer with a little bit of trickery. Bryant sends it over. The set blocked again. And the call will go in favor of Maryland. And once again, it was Bryant who was there to disrupt at the net.
That was a great swipe by Bryant. She was able to swipe it off the defender's hands.
Oh, how about that play from Humphrey? Go up high, fake the hard swing, and just tap it.
Ben, do you ever wonder why, as we're watching Rutgers tie their shoe, do you ever wonder why they chose a Scarlet Knight as their mascot?
I've never really thought about it. I like the Knights, and then of course scarlet being the color similar to the scarlet and gray that you see with Ohio State. But I like it. And this Rutgers volleyball team, there's some Knights with how they fight.
I like that. I like that. I think you should trademark that.
Maybe one day.
I did find out the reason why Maryland is the terrapin is because the terrapin is a native animal to Maryland.
That's right. Here's Schnitta. Sydney Bryant. How about an 11th kill for Bryant?
So Ben, so the reason why Rutgers chose the Scarlet Knights is because they used to be called Queens College, and it was voted on by the school newspaper.
Oh, okay. Queens College Knight. Nice bit of history from you there, Alexa. And there's Kinkilla. She's been making a little bit of history herself with this Rutgers program.
I was just thinking that.
This year she moved into 10th in the rally era for kills on this Rutgers team. 2.83 kills per set. Good block by Dowler and Rohrbach.
That's certainly the energy that Maryland needs right now. Definitely being able to get up there, close that block, and send it right back down. They need that momentum right about now.
9-7, Terps in front. So far, pretty much every set has kind of been back and forth in the beginning part. We'll see how that shapes up towards the end of this fourth set. Still very early. Here's Morrissey. Kinkilla. Russ, looks like she barely even got a piece of it, but she was able to just get a finger and send it over.
That was a great decision by Russ to send it in that fourth spot. Really, no one was really sitting there to defend that ball, so it was a great job on her to send it to that fourth spot.
Russ, very, very good in the middle, recognizing where the defense, if you have that double block coming at you, can you find a hole at the front of the net somewhere, maybe cross court, and she did just that right there. Maryland off to a much better start here in this fourth set, up 10-7. How they kind of adjusted from the end of that third set.
I think right now they're making more crafty offensive shots. Right now they aren't really getting too comfortable with just the aggressive swing. They're trying the tips, they're trying the rolls, they're trying strategic free balls, which really has put them back into this ball game.
So this set, of course, Maryland trying to force a decisive fifth set. Should it not go their way, though, we can look at some of the contributions we've seen from some of the young core players maybe for the future for this Maryland team. Sydney Bryant, 11 kills for her so far.
Yeah, definitely, again, we can see that how Sid Bryant has really come up in this lineup. Again, Layla Ivy's out. Morrissey's not having a great night, but Sid Bryant was able to step in and become the great player that she is.
Certainly a great night for her. And with those 11 kills, that's a career high for Sydney Bryant. This is her first time in her career in double figures. So congratulations to her. That's something that Adam Hughes has to love to see.
Man, I'm sure we'll see more of that in the coming years.
And Rutgers comes right back with Kinkilla.
When in doubt, send the ball to Kinkilla.
That's certainly been a good strategy for this Rutgers team. She's got 12 kills. Serve from Chitty. Dowler near side, Morrissey. Good dig by Chitty. And no one right there to clean up the tap from Hartman. No fortunate bounce for Chitty. Maryland gets the point right back. They're up by 2.
Yeah, definitely those are unfortunate when you serve the ball and it just trickles on your side of the net. It's real unfortunate, and sometimes you don't know who's supposed to get that. It can cause a lot of commotion.
Here's Dowler. Well done by Grakovic. So both Kinkilla and Grakovic, both in double figures. Hitting percentage at .232 for Rutgers. Free ball. Russ, nice play to get it over. Nyer sets it, and that one comes down on the Rutgers side. Point Maryland.
Yeah, definitely right now, Maryland's defense is doing a lot of watching the ball and not really reacting to where the ball is going. So definitely Maryland has to pick it up there. Sometimes you just have to react to where the ball is going and not really try to figure out in your head what to do with it. Just kind of get an arm out there, get something out there to keep the ball up.
Serve from Spawn. Nyer setting it, Hartman. That tap. Let's see the call here. Oh, it's going to be Rutgers' point.
Yeah, it looked like Layla Rick, she had a guilty look on her face. It looks like she, again, was a little bit too fast and turned into the net by accident.
So an unforced error. Make it a 1-point game. It'll be Deerstad, the freshman, to serve it. Dowler keeps in the middle, blocked. Try this time, near side, Bryant, yes. Gunter into the game, here's her serve. Nyer for Humphrey, the tap won't go. Dowler putting it up for Ricks. Comes off the ceiling. Rutgers, good job to keep it in. Maryland back in system though. Ricks again, the tap this time gets it to go.
Great job on Ricks, just sending that ball right behind Rutgers' block. Again, that's a very effective spot if you're able to hit that as a player.
So Ricks there hit one so hard that it came all the way up off the deflection and hit the ceiling. And then her next one just taps it right into the vacant spot on the floor.
Again, just speaks to her intelligence as a player as well.
Maryland near side, Bryant. What a play at the front by Krakovic to put it back.
Again, it goes back to right now, Maryland's defense is just watching the ball. There really should be no reason why there should be 3 players looking at the same ball and no one get a hand on it.
Dowler sets it, Rohrbach. Took a deflection off Hardison, and another kill for the freshman middle blocker. (15-12). Maryland trying to force a 5th set. Blocked by Bryant. The freshman is cooking.
Maybe Bryant, she had a pretty good Thanksgiving dinner as she's coming out and just playing lights out right now.
Bryant has rose to the occasion today in the final regular season game for Maryland. Right on the opposite side, back and forth. This is a heck of a game we got so far.
Yeah, definitely picked up after the first 2 sets. We're seeing a more exciting match. We're seeing both teams really get into it a lot more.
And that's what you come to expect with both these two teams. Both known to be very scrappy, both known to really get after it, get excited, play as a team. That's what we're seeing here in set 4. Some young talent making plays as well. It's got pretty much everything you can ask for out of a final regular season game. If you're Maryland, of course, the penultimate game for Rutgers. Kinkilla. A violation anyway. Rutgers will get the point. 3-point set here in set 4.
Again, net violations are just an awareness issue. You just have to be aware as a blocker when you're going up and where your hands are pressing. You of course want to press, but if you know you're off when you go to jump, you definitely don't want to press too hard.
Dowler on the far side, and a good play by Rohrbach. Maryland is starting to favor that far side over there. Have you noticed anything specifically, Alexa?
Definitely right now, Maryland on that far side, and even on the left, and even on the outside, they are tipping, which is really working for them right now. Right now, Rutgers is sitting back on their heels, so they're not really sure if they're going to swing or if they're going to tip. But right now, Maryland's been tipping consistently.
Rohrbach, that serve took a bad touch. Nyer sends it over. Maryland can set up the offense, and Morrissey tries to tap it. Another free ball. Gillivray puts it over. Kinkilla comes right back with the kill.
Yeah, unfortunately for Morrissey on her side, she was drifting a little bit and her block wasn't really straight up, which caused that tool.
18-15. We've seen a lot of Rutgers runs in this game. Can they go on one right here? Dowler setter put down won't go. Another free ball. Tough play at the front. Morrissey this time. Russ using that 6'5" reach.
Definitely does help in those situations to be as tall as she is and have the reach that she does. It does make it a lot easier to get those tough balls that you're jousting for.
And the two jousting at it right there. Morrissey, a good effort as well. But sometimes gotta let the lengthiest girl on the team take it right there. Gunter a set for Morrissey. Bingo! And how about the Terrapins? They've responded very well here in this fourth set. They're 5 points away from forcing a fifth. Alexa, what adjustments have they made?
Again, they're just being a little bit more smart on the offensive side. They're putting the ball where Rutgers is not, and they're mixing up their shots right now, which is really great to see. Because again, Rutgers is not really anticipating what they're going to throw at them. However, Maryland should have been playing like this the past 2 sets.
So a little bit of a wake up for Maryland the past couple of sets, not playing to the way, into the energy, that grit, if you will, that they normally play at. So a good sign from him. You want to close out the season on a high note, and of course, a win for Maryland put them at 17-15, which would be overall an improvement. And that's what they want to see. They want to keep going up small steps year by year.
Yeah, definitely. And this Maryland team can definitely do it. Coming into next year, they had a lot of high hopes in the beginning of the season, but a couple of bumps in the road when they play some tough opponents that definitely set them back a little bit, and they haven't really been able to get back on track since then. But definitely we're seeing that these teams are able, or at least Maryland, they're able to get back on track and really stay as a team together.
Last year, they finished 16-16. And right now, trailing 2-1. Adam Hughes in his career against Rutgers is 7-2. But Rutgers has put them in a tough position here. Grakovic responds out of the timeout with a bang.
That's what you want to do if you're Rutgers. Right now you're down about 4 points, but definitely at coming out of timeout, you want to side out as quickly as possible to get the ball back in your hands.
Serve from Kinkilla. Russ, good play by Chitty. Just have to come over. Dowler free ball, she sets it for Russ, but it's blocked down by Rutgers. That defensive front heads up play.
Yeah, definitely that kind of fell and sit Dowler's lap, so there wasn't much she could really do about it, but just kind of get out the way or even try to put something up there, but unfortunately he kind of fell in her lap, but she would have gotten a carry.
Scarlet Knights are just back by 3. Dowler. On the other side, oh my goodness, Grakovic. All the way across the court, and a heck of a swing to send it back to where she came from.
Yeah, definitely, and it just speaks to how efficient Grakovic is. She right now has 12 kills and hitting at a 400 again. She's a very efficient hitter, very smart, and she's able to hit from anywhere on the court.
Schweihofer had some very, very good adjustments after that timeout. Adam Hughes had to use one here. 20-18 the score, and you'll look at the Rutgers bench. They're fighting here in set number 4.
Yeah, definitely. Again, this Rutgers team isn't really going to take a loss very lightly, and they're also not going to take a win very lightly as well. So you can see that they're trying to climb their way back into this set, whereas Maryland, they're really fighting from behind to force that 5th set.
So much overall talent on both these sides, and that's really been on full display. 3 players in the game in double figures for the kill. 2 of them on Rutgers, of course, Kinkilla and Grakovic. Those have been the offensive stars of the day. And if you're Maryland, you got Sydney Bryan, a freshman who's making plays. So a lot of good things on both sides, things that they can take away from this game, no matter who comes out on top.
Yeah, definitely. Again, going back into the off season, really figuring out what adjustments you can make, reflecting back on the season and looking at, hey, you know what, we did this really well, so let's try to capitalize that heading into the spring season.
Out of the timeout, Kinkilla will serve it. Dowler near side, Morrissey. Too much. (20-19). A 3-0 Rutgers run. Ross blocked down. Morrissey to try it. Now Rutgers in system. The tap, no. And it's down. Tie game.
Definitely, if you're Maryland right now, you don't want to be in this situation. You are up by about 5 points, and then you let Rutgers creep back in by unforced errors.
It's a 5-0 Rutgers run. And their fans are starting to make noise. Dowler to Morrissey. Rutgers will not have the lead. It's deflected. Maryland back in front.
Now again, this makes a more of an exciting game that they're back and forth and they're a little bit closer in points. But again, as Maryland side, you don't want to be in this situation. Again, you were up 5 points, and because of just error after error after error, you let Rutgers come back into this game.
Dramatic finish to set number 4 impending. And how about Jonna Spawn? Put it into that coffin corner. Maryland up by 2.
Again, that's such a tough corner as a server just to reach. But again, great decision if that was a decision by the coach or if that was a decision by Spawn. Great decision.
Free ball. Good play by Russ. On the other side, Grakovic. Maryland can set up the offense. It's going to be Ricks. Yes! Layla Ricks, Maryland up by 3.
So we are seeing that the ref on the other side called it out, but then they're also saying that there was also a touch. So definitely great call, great swing by Layla Ricks.
Spawn will keep the serve. Dowler this side for Bryant. Bryant again, blocked. Bryant a third time. Some rally that we have here. This one can't come over from Rutgers. Maryland at set point. And listen to this, Jim.
Yeah, definitely great job and great fight by Maryland here.
Set point. Maryland trying to force a 5th set in the final regular season game. Hartman. Dowler for Bryant. We'll head to a set number 5.
Again, great job on Maryland. Great job on, even though they let Rutgers come back into that set, great job on really just keeping at it and making sure that they're able to come back. And really, that was single-handedly by Sid Bryant.
Resilience from the Maryland team. They force a 5th. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. An exciting finish up next here on Big Ten Plus. 2 best words in volleyball. Set 5. That's what we have here on Big Ten Plus coming up right now. Maryland 25-20 in that 4th set. With their backs against the wall, they have forced this 5th set. Ben Strover and Alexa Henry, happy you can join us here for the conclusion of this final regular season game for Maryland.
Yeah, definitely great job on Maryland for pushing to a set 5, keeping at it, and keeping that resilience throughout the entire match.
It'll be Kenzie Deerstad of the Scarlet Knights. Rutgers trying to get their 3rd win in conference play. Grkovic, and they cannot get it off the Maryland block. It comes back into their side. Maryland with that important first point.
Yeah, definitely every point matters in this deciding set. It's only to 15, so definitely every point is emphasized. And at least from what I've seen, watching and playing, that usually the team 1st to 8 is usually the ones that take the set in the match.
Maryland is 3-1 in games that have gone 5 sets this year. Dowler for Bryant. Did it take a deflection? Yes. Sydney Bryant, a career high 14 kills on this evening. The freshman has jumped onto the scene in the final game. Grkovic, no mistake on the near side.
Now, certainly this Rutgers team isn't going away. It's definitely when they have Grkovic in the front row, she's not going away either.
Talked to coaches from both these teams before the game, and both of them preach grittiness on each side, and that's what we've seen, especially from set 4 on. Bryant, how about 15?
Do you think she can get to 20?
3-1. She's got time to do it. And look how excited that Maryland bench is, including Sam Sire. Her final game here. On the opposite side, no. Another point for Maryland. That was Hardison who tried to get it. Junior Zoe Huang into the game for the first time. She'll serve it. And an error from Huang. Four to 2 here. in this final set. Rutgers one more game after this, but this is it for Maryland. Got to leave everything on the line in this last set. Dowler for Schnitta in the middle. Big swing kept in play. On the other side, Kinkilla. Oh, smart play from Hardison. Rutgers back within one.
Yeah, that was a very smart play. Again, it was right on that 10-foot line, which again is really hard as a defender to get to very quickly. So it was a great job on Rutgers.
Hardison has 9. Set from Gunter Bryant, 16.
Again, great job on Bryant for, again, just staying aggressive and staying with that swing. No matter how many mistakes she has made, she's able to stay aggressive, which is great to see.
One young outside hitter substituted for the other, Aaron Morrissey, in on the outside. That one deflects right back and out of play. Every Maryland point is just met by one from Rutgers. What more could you ask for in the 5th set?
Yeah, definitely. Again, this is a very close set. And again, this is what you kind of want to see out of competition. Both teams really competing for that match.
Williams will serve it. Dowler near side, Morrissey. Chitty sets it for Kinkilla. Dowler, a mishit on the pass. A rare mistake from Sydney Dowler. That'll tie it.
Yeah, certainly that was a little bit of a miscommunication error between the setter and the middle. I think the setter thought she was going for a quick, but you saw Rohrbach, she was coming in for that quick too.
Dowler this time to set Schnitta. Perfection.
And again, great job on Maryland. Again, they're sticking with it. They're staying positive. And even if they have a miscommunication, they're able to come back with that same fire they had before.
Aaron Angle into the game. Kinkilla. A very high dig. Now Morrissey. She gets it. The energy in this gym is picking up. Got real quiet in the gym for a second when the ball rolled onto the floor. And Hardison can't get it up. Maryland up by 3.
Now again, usually the first team that makes it to 8 usually takes a set in the match. So we'll definitely see if Maryland's able to continue with this momentum.
So we'll switch sides after Maryland gets to 8 first. Like you said, Alexa, in a good spot. What have they done well here in set number 5?
It just stayed aggressive, and definitely offensively they're making better decisions than they were the first 2 sets of the match. So definitely they're making better decisions, and they're having a little bit better communication. They can still pick up, but their communication has gotten better.
So Rutgers will take a timeout to talk things over before the second half of set number 5 comes up. Don't go anywhere. Exciting finish next on Big Ten Plus. Set number 5, Maryland ahead, 8-5. Ben Strober and Alexa Henry ready for the second half of this 5th set. And Maryland had to storm all the way back after dropping set number 3. They dominate towards the end in set number 4. And here they are trying to end the regular season on a high note.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to have some off-season work to do heading into the next spring season, as they are losing some seniors as well.
Angle nearly an ace. Maryland sets up the offense. Schnitta through the middle, yes.
That was a great decision offensively. Rutgers has split the back row defensively just to cover more ground, but they were able to go to the back row with Schnitta back there and hit swing through the middle.
Samantha Schnitta up to 7 kills. Nair for Kinkilla. That's how you respond right there. The Rutgers kill leader with a big one right there.
Again, Rutgers isn't going away easily. They're going to fight for every single point, but so is Maryland.
Something to note here, no Sam Sire for a pretty good while now for Maryland. Schnitta, a long pass for Morrissey. Somehow finds the back corner.
Again, you saw a little bit of hesitation from Rutgers' side. I guess they thought a defender was supposed to be there, but a defender wasn't. So there you go, you had an open corner.
That corner has been deadly for Maryland. They're 5 points away. Kinkilla kills another. Rutgers went on a run at the end of that 4th set, made things very, very interesting. They need it now. Gunter the pass. Ricks, too much. But a deflection. The upper ref saw it right away, but we might see the challenge card come out. And we will have a challenge on that deflection from Schweihofer.
I will say personally, I did see a little bit of a touch. The ball did change a little bit direction slightly on that last play.
Well, that's exactly what they're looking for. If you can pinpoint that change of direction, signify the touch right there, we'll see how quickly this one goes. Of course, the call is the deflection, so it has to be enough evidence to really overturn it. So that is in Maryland's favor. We'll be back with the decision on this review here in just a second. Is confirmed, or no? They pointed the wrong way. It's going to be Rutgers' point. Adam Hughes wants an explanation.
We'll see what Maryland can do. Again, the ball never lies, so we'll definitely see what Maryland will do with this.
So after that bit of confusion, 10-8. That's a big point for Rutgers. A violation on Maryland. And Maryland will have to take a timeout. Alexa, Maryland here, final set of the season. Rutgers, trying to climb back into it right here. What do they have to do to end the season on a high note?
Definitely right now, Maryland has to focus on what they can control on their side. They still have to play aggressive. Don't play scared. Still keep that aggressiveness from the last few sets. So definitely that will lead to some success coming in the next few points.
The score at 10-9. So that call really, really important right there. Kind of helped Rutgers. That's a 3-point swing. This is big. And it just feels like one of those games, Alexa, that might come down to the very, very final point, a 15-13 finish maybe even going to overtime of a 5th set. It's been that kind of game so far.
Yeah, definitely I can see if they decide to go past 15 or anything like that. I can definitely see that, so we'll see what these two teams shape up to be.
Kinkilla will serve it. It looks like the officials told the band they have to stop. So they did, and here we go. Dowler for Rush, can't get enough on it. Tie game.
So again, we're seeing some of those unforced errors. Again, Maryland has to play a more disciplined game right now to finish out this set on a high note.
It's a 5-0 run. McGillivray sets it for Ricks. Nyer for Kovic. Now Morrissey, bingo.
Really, we have to commend that rally really started as soon as Gunter was able to step in and pick up that tip by Rutgers. We really have to start with that.
11-10, we're in a race to 15. Defensive specialist Spawn will serve it. Free ball, Russ missed it. Other side, Bryant blocked. Tried again with Russ. Another rally brewing. Can Hartman end it? This one's gonna be a free ball. Russ, a joust. Ricks the tap, no. No quit from either team.
This is the kind of competition you want to see out of, at least in Maryland's side. A final match of this is the kind of competition you want to see.
One of the key pieces of this Maryland team all year. That was a huge play. Nyer, Humphrey. Dowler, Bryant tools the block to her advantage, and we are at match point. Rutgers will call timeout instantly to slow things down. Sydney Bryant's 17th kill puts Maryland in position to end the season over 500 if they can do it. What adjustment can Rutgers make here in these final couple points, Alexa?
Rutgers, again, just has to stay disciplined on defense and understand that Maryland is not going to go away that easily. They're not going to give them easy points. So really, Rutgers right now just has to talk in the huddle and say, like, hey, we got to communicate about every ball, and we got to stay disciplined and get some hands on these fast, quick balls that are coming at us.
The crowd is really starting to get into it here at the Pavilion. The last time Maryland volleyball in here for this 2023 campaign. And what a wonderful sight and game it has been.
Again, we have to commend Maryland. They've had a couple of sold-out games this season. They were able to win against Minnesota, and here they are in the final match, a very exciting match.
And here's Gunter. The libero transfer in front of her Terrapin bench. The entire crowd on its feet. Here's the serve. Tough dig for Kovic. Gunter sets it up for Bryant. For the win! Sydney Bryant wins it for Maryland. A 5-set thriller.
How fitting is that she really came out the gate swinging coming into that second set. She finishes the night with 18 kills.
18 kills from the freshman. What a fitting end here to the season. Maryland volleyball, 17-15. They did it. They finish over 500. Rutgers will have one more crack at it at Ohio State. But what a game from these two teams.
Yeah, definitely. Again, Maryland's just a great team. They have so much potential heading into the offseason. They have such a great freshman class coming in as well. And definitely we'll see what they can do going into the next season.
Well, it's been such an honor to be with you here in College Park. For our producer, Matt Weinsheimer, my broadcast partner, Alexa Henry, and our entire Big Ten Plus crew that's been with you all season long, I'm Ben Strober. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.